Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee, and welcome to this card making tutorial featuring the Floral Delight design series paper from Stampin' Up. This is the pop-up card we're making today. It's this gorgeous thank you card, and it just pops up like that. Isn't that great? And it'll stand up like that, and then it looks like that, closes like that. Isn't that pretty? I love this paper. It's so sunny and happy and just full of joy. Okay, so let me show you how I made this easy pop out or pop-up card, whatever you want to call it, and let's get started. This is Old Olive and of course the designer series paper Floral Delight. We're going to do a slightly different colourway this next time. We're going to do Pool Party. So let me bring in my trimmer, and we have here a piece of Pool Party cardstock. And this measures 20 centimeters by 14.85 centimeters, and we're going to do some scoring. Now your scoring is your light grey blade. Now I have made a template for us, and this is the template here, and we're going to be using this. You'll find a copy of this on the blog post, and you can find the link to that in the description box below. So on this long side initially we are going to score at 5 centimeters all the way down. So that's 5 centimeters, and then we're going to score again at 15. Okay, so my score blade just fell out. That's okay, and it goes again. Now on this trimmer here, we want to mark 3 centimeters down on the score line that we've made here. So we need to mark it at 3 centimeters, and I find it easier to do this just with a ruler than trying to do it with my trimmer. Each to their own, I say. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm just going to measure 3 centimeters down and make a dot on my cardstock. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So 3 centimeters down and a dot, and then the same here. So I've got 3 centimeters from the top and 3 centimeters from the bottom on both score lines like that. I don't know if you can see that dots. They're very small, but they are there. Okay, so we're going to take this back to our trimmer now, and we want to cut from dot to dot. So I'm going to put this into my scoring, into my trimmer, and I'm gonna from that one score line all the way down to the other score line. And you do need to get over your trimmer, which is why you see my poor head in the camera. And then the same again here, line up those dots in your track. And then, I'm really sorry about my head being everything being in the camera. You're going to line up from, so you should have this little flap coming here, and you can see that's this flap here. Okay, so now we're going to do some more scoring. At the 10 centimeter line, you are going to score from the top just to where that cut line is, like that, and then again from the bottom to where that cut line is. Okay, then you're going to move it to 7.5 centimeters, and this time you're only going to score between the two cut lines. And then you're going to move to 12.5, and you're going to do the same thing between the two cut lines. I don't know why this blade keeps wanting to jump out of its track, but anyway. Okay, just between the two cut lines. Okay, and that's all the scoring and cutting you need to do. So now we're going to fold on these score lines. So these end ones, as you can see here, are going to be valley folds. Okay, as you can see here again, it's going to be a valley fold. Then the center one here is going to be a mountain. So I'm just going to pinch that with my fingers for now. And then these here, between the cut lines, are also going to be mountains. So I'm just going to pinch these with my fingers to get that going. And then you can see how it's all going to come together like this. So now I can give everything a really good burnish now that it's flat. I tend to go to the opposite side and just really give it a good burnish. And now you can see how it's going to work like that. Okay, so I'm going to stick down my designer series paper next. And this is the Floral Delight. I'm using a different pattern this time. So this piece measures 4.5 centimeters by 14.35 centimeters. And I chose Pool Party because of the blue in the little dots in the background here. So I didn't want another green card. So, of course, I thought yellow wouldn't stand out enough, so it wouldn't pop enough against the yellow. And then these pieces measure 2.5 by 4.5 centimeters. And they're just going to go here. And there isn't really any direction for this paper, so you don't need to worry about things being in the right orientation. Got this piece here. Put that final piece there. Okay, it looks pretty already. Let's leave that aside to dry. Let's work on our center image. So I took a piece from just from the same paper, and I just cut out this image, and now I'm just going to quickly fussy cut this out. So that's going to do me. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so set that aside. I'm going to bring in the rest of my card pieces here. So I've got a piece here for the front, for my sentiment, etc. So I'm just going to put this down here. Now it's just a piece of white. I'm going to mat on a piece of Pool Party. And as I said, all the measurements for this will be on the blog post. And you can find the link to that below. And you can see there all my social media links, including my Facebook or my Instagram and everything. So if you are on those social media, do check me out. I post regularly there my projects. Okay, so bring back our card, and you can see this can fit two ways, but mine's going to be like this in this orientation. So I want to stamp my sentiment first. Sentiment is going to be, I think it's going to be again in Old Olive, and I'm going to use Thank You from my small business, because I'm always in need of thank you cards. So I'm going to do thanks. I'm just going to use my grid paper to help line this up nicely so I can get it as straight as possible. That'll do. Ink this up. Should be good and juicy. I've actually managed to re-ink my ink pads, which is something. So there we go, thank you. Oops. Let's close this up. And then we're going to put this in here, and you can see what I meant. We're not going to use all of the green, so we didn't need to fussy cut all of it, but I'm just going to stick this down, and then we're just going to cut off any bit that's hanging over the edge. Okay. So let's stick this down like that. And then anything here that's hanging over the edge, we can just cut off. Okay, get rid of that. So you can see a lot of the green didn't even show, so we didn't need to actually bother to fussy cut it. But I just wasn't sure what would show, what wasn't show. And now we're going to put some glue on the back here. Let's put this in the centre of our card here, like that. Isn't that lovely? And then on the back here, you can do whichever side you want. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the back here. And I'm just going to attach this panel here, just so. Whoopsie daisy. So you've got somewhere to write your message. And then I'm going to use these faux glass dots. I love these. They've got a really nice texture and feel to them. They are gorgeous. I'm just going to use a few here. Just like that. So there we have that card there. Isn't that how it's going to stand up and look? Isn't that cute? Like that. And there you've got that one like that. So I hope you enjoyed the project. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It's much appreciated. So I hope you've enjoyed this card making tutorial featuring the Floral Delight Designer Series paper from Stampin' Up. And until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.